It's okay. Hmm.
Shall I begin, sir?
Start Maniman.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nisha, and my topic for this technical seminar is DNA computing and its application in cryptography, done under the guidance of Professor Santosh E. And these are the contents of my presentation. So let's begin with the introduction. In order to understand what DNA computing is, we must first be aware of what DNA is and what it consists of. DNA, expanded as deoxyribonucleic acid, is a biological molecule that contains instructions that make each species unique. It is present inside a cell's nucleus. A DNA is made up of chemical building blocks called nucleotides, which mainly consist of three parts: a phosphate group, a sugar group, and a nitrogen base. To form a strand of DNA, nucleotides are linked into chains. With respect to biochemistry, a DNA is a double stranded polymer made up of bases which alternate. These nitrogen bases found are of four types: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. The order or sequence of these bases determines what instructions are contained in a strand of DNA. For example, if the sequence is ATCGCT, then the instruction might say that the person might have brown eyes. To carry out instructions, DNA sequences must be converted into messages that are used to produce proteins, which in turn act according to these instructions. This concept can also be implemented for computing actual computer instructions by storing and processing data in the DNA and then producing results. The main advantage of using DNA for computing is its ability to make copies of itself by unwinding, which plays a vital role for simultaneous computation, which we will see shortly. Now we know what DNA is, we can understand what DNA computing means. It is a branch of computer science that does not use conventional silicon based chips for carrying out computations. Instead, it uses biology and biochemistry to perform operations, preferably in laboratories. Each DNA strand is considered as a processor. That means just having a few DNA strands will be enough to process large amounts of data and information at the same time. This type is best suited for computations that involve huge information storage, could be thousands of GBs, which is beyond the capacity of traditional storages like disk drives or flash drives. It is appropriate for parallel programming, that is, processing large number of instructions in parallel and generating different results at the same time by making use of multiple processors and memory. It is highly efficient since it does not require power to perform operations on large amounts of data. The first idea of using molecules as computers was given around 1950s by Richard Feynman and later in 1994 by Dr. Leonard Edelman when he began experimenting on DNA molecules to solve problems. Coming to literature surveyed many papers on DNA computing and its application in cryptographic field. One such paper is titled DNA Computing and Image Encryption, published by IEEE in the year 2019. It proposes a model about how DNA manipulation methods can be used in cryptography for encrypting images using genetic algorithms. The system utilizes addition of DNA sequences to scramble the image's RGB channel pixels and then uses DNA encoding to encrypt image for more security and resistance to various attacks. The second paper is titled Filed Encryption and Decryption Using DNA Technology, published by IEEE in the year 2020. It suggests a system where DNA-based encryption is used in which input text is converted to ciphertext by performing XOR operations on the text with random key value and represents the result in terms of DNA base values. Decryption is the reverse process of this encryption method. The third paper is titled Design and Implementation of DNA-based Cryptographic Algorithm, published by IEEE in the year 2020 as well. A new cryptographic algorithm was designed by using substitution boxes, which are foundations of crypto systems, and advanced encryption standard methods are used to enhance the security of the input file. Coming to history, the idea of using biological molecules for computing process began around 1959 when an American physicist, Richard Feynman, presented his ideas on nanotechnology for performing simple mathematical problems. However, it wasn't until 1994 the idea got proof of concept by Professor Leonard Edelman, a mathematician specializing in computer science and cryptography at Laboratory of Molecular Science in University of Southern California. He accidentally stumbled upon the similarities between conventional computers and DNAs while reading a book on molecular biology. Edelman came to the conclusion that DNA had computational potential to solve complex mathematical problems. He used the tools of molecular biology to solve a well-known problem called Hamiltonian path problem, which is also commonly known as traveling salesman problem. The goal of the problem was to find out the shortest route between number of cities, going through each city exactly once. As we add more cities to the problem, it becomes more complex. Edelman chose to find the shortest route between 7 cities with nothing but the help of DNA and molecular chemistry. Since then, many Turing machines have been constructed and complex problems have been solved. The idea to use biomolecular process to perform mathematical operations on information present in DNA was firm after the proof of concept given by Edelman. The solutions generated by DNA are probabilistic in nature. That means any particular problem may have different solutions, and each of these solutions are generated by each DNA strand. By increasing the number of strands, one can expect all the possible solution sets to be constructed. Since DNA is known for its ability to replicate and make multiple copies, it is importantly preferred for parallel processing. DNA computing comes into need when traditional silicon.
Nisha,
Yes, sir.
Nisha, you are telling the what is it like that. You just go to your topic and then explain. You have to manage the time also.
Okay, sir.
So we don't want what actually DNA computing and its needs. We go to the particular things and do.
Okay, sir. One of the promising applications of DNA computing is in the field of cryptography. DNA cryptography is defined as the process of hiding data or information in terms of DNA sequences. It plays a vital role in communication security and paves a way to break unbreakable algorithms. Some of these algorithms are one-time pad encryption, which cannot be cracked but requires the use of one-time pre-shared key to encrypt and decrypt messages. Then comes DNA steganography, where messages are hidden in different regions of DNA so that it will be almost impossible to recover all the bits, which in turn prevents hacking. Another one is DNA symmetric key cryptographic system, where ciphertext is embedded in specially designed DNA chips, and both encryption and decryption keys are formed by DNA probes. Probes are nothing but small single-stranded fragments of DNA that target DNA sequences in a sample. Usually, DNA bases are encoded in binary form, where each base is assigned a two-digit binary value, as shown in the slide. The DNA one-time pad algorithm stated in the previous slide works as below. It mainly involves pairing plain text or message with a random key value, which is of same length as the message. Here, pairing means performing XOR operation on message and key. The result is then represented as DNA bases in the binary form. The important difference between normal one-time pad and DNA one-time pad is that the extra layer of added security in the form of DNA base code, whereas in normal one-time pad, XOR pair is directly stored. The encryption process is as follows. First, the message and OTP key values are converted to ASCII values and then the binary bits. Extra zeros are added to message and key so that the size of their binary code is even. Then a message and key value are XORed and the resultant is called ciphertext, which is then encoded into DNA sequence. The decryption, on the other hand, is reverse process. First, the encoded DNA base are decoded back to binary bits. These bits are XORed again with key value to get back original plain text. The resultant of binary bits are converted to corresponding ASCII values. And finally, these values are used to reproduce original plain text. Another application is file encryption and decryption. This algorithm has three main steps: encryption process, generation of random values, also called as arbitrary keys, and lastly, decryption process. To encrypt a file, a sender considers a text file. Then a random key value is entered. Input text is then converted to corresponding ASCII values. These ASCII values are converted to 8-bit binary form. Once complement is applied to these bits to obtain binary code, which is then represented in DNA base code form, which we saw earlier. Bases are paired as a couple, and the final 4-bit code is converted to decimal value to obtain the encrypted message. Second step is used for enhancing encryption process further by pairing 4 bases together instead of 2, and then using their binary form as arbitrary key for decryption. And for decryption, first, the encrypted message is considered in terms of DNA sequence. The security key used during encryption is used again here. The result obtained is converted to binary, and once complement is applied to this binary form. This is converted to decimal value, then equated to ASCII values, which are in turn converted back to characters, and decrypted message is obtained. Coming to analyzing the results from DNA technology progress so far, we find that it is best suited for complex mathematical problems that need parallel processing, as there may be alternative solutions for a single problem. It is best suited. DNA storage capacity was found to be equal to 145 trillion CDs, with a normal storage involving hard disks and floppies can never compete with. Also, unlike these storage devices, DNA's quality will never degrade over time. And as far as its applications is concerned, cryptography shows a lot of potential, and experiments have been and still being done to encrypt and decrypt files, images, and other forms of data. In terms of storing data in DNA, scientists from Harvard University have demonstrated proof of concept by storing an image of hand and a GIF of a galloping horse involving 5 frames inside a bacterial cell by using a DNA editing tool known as CRISPR. Advantages of DNA computing involved is first is parallelism. It can perform millions of operations simultaneously without slowing the process speed. Since it generates problem solution in a probabilistic manner, all set of possible solutions to a particular problem will be found out. Again, due to its ability of parallel processing, searching through huge amount of information is made easier and faster. It can work with huge memory very efficiently, since almost no power is required for any kind of computation. Power is only required when DNA strands should be separated into their individual strands. Lastly, it can store large amount of data in a single DNA strand without requiring any physical space. DNA computing, being probabilistic, is a drawback as much as it is an advantage. Finding out all possible set of solutions for a simple problem needs a lot of memory, even when there's no necessity for it. One of the biggest problems faced is that there is no effective implementations for testing, verification, and general experimentation. This is because resources required to execute algorithms are expensive and hard to find. If the DNA bases are not paired properly when forming a DNA sequence, a whole host of errors can be created. Computing process is not automatic since it is performed in laboratories, and encoding or decoding information from DNA needs chemical reactions which can only be done by molecular chemists. Hence, human intervention is a must. All these chemical procedures required to manipulate a DNA is very time consuming, and the reactions take time to produce results. Last one is DNA does not have a standard representation that can be agreed upon, unlike binary form of representation. This is because there's no operation to extract a DNA strand based on its value at a particular position. Moving on to future scope, as the technology becomes more refined and research and experimentation progress, many efficient algorithms in cryptography or other fields might be discovered. Manipulation of DNA strands through chemical reactions have been improving, which may lead to integration with traditional computers to make them more efficient and powerful. Researchers at University of Wisconsin, USA, are trying to come up with DNA chips which can replace silicon chips used presently. Nevertheless, DNA computers cannot replace regular computers since they cannot perform computations like word processing, sending emails, streaming videos and audio, and so on. Instead, they will be used in fields of security, gene programming, DNA fingerprinting for legal investigations, and in airline algorithms to map more efficient air routes. The final conclusion of this topic is DNA computing is a very powerful field which has a promising future. Its characteristics of being energy and power efficient, not requiring the usage of silicon-based materials, and barely occupying any physical space for storage, satisfy the concept of green revolution, which is pro-resource utilization. As mentioned before, DNA computers won't replace conventional computers, but they can be used in research field to experiment with massive amounts of data. DNA cryptography will become very important in security field and will aid the military to encode and decode highly confidential information or messages at the time of war. Since DNA computing is still based on theories and it still needs a lot of research and proofs of concepts to implement a simple prototype, actual DNA computer will take many years to be of practical use. This was about my topic. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Where is the reference, Nisha?
Sir, I
Reference.
haven't included, sir.
Oh, that is very much important. I'm expecting actually. I'm in this domain actually. I have many questions, but let other reviewers ask question. Okay, afterwards I'll ask.
Okay, sir.
Nisha.
Yes, sir.
Hello. You mentioned that DNA still it is in the theoretical approach, not the
Yes, sir.
practical approach, right? Okay. You have mentioned the one pad encryption. Okay. Now, what will be the complexity of time complexity of normal one pad encryption and DNA based one pad encryption?
DNA based one-time encryption will take several days for the DNA sequences to be formed because there
Go to
there
the
will be
particular slide and then speak. Go to the particular slide and then speak.
a DNA one-time pad will take more time, maybe like 2 to 5 days to form DNA sequences as there are many chemical reactions going on. Sir.
Okay, then compared to the performance, okay, now you want to send a message immediately in the
Yes, sir.
encrypted manner. You cannot use a DNA based approach because you're telling it takes more time. So
Yes,
how in military and other applications they can adopt this approach?
It is used for storing important messages, sir, so that no one else can
Nisha, go
have.
to the slide. You have
Okay.
the answer for that question. Go to that slide and answer.
Okay, here you mentioned its cryptographic methods might become visible viable solution for military in a war, in a time of war ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಿರಲ್ವಾ?
Yes, sir.
Conclusion ಅಲ್ಲಿ in a time of war ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ in what manner they can use?
Sir, they
Okay,
can.
if it is take more time to encryption and decryption, then it is no matter of using DNA based approach during data transmission. So data transmission means we know the data has to be sent very fastly, and the receiver has to send acknowledgement immediately. If the receiver not send acknowledgement, then once again we send the same message again. So to avoid the problem, we need to get acknowledgement immediately. So if in case if you use DNA based approach, it takes more time to transmit and more time to decrypt. Then after confirmation, he has to send a acknowledgement. So it is time consumed, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
So I think this approach is efficient only for storing the data in the form of encrypted data, right?
Yes, sir. If they find out any synthesis process which can be which can encode the data fastly, then it will be beneficial for war, sir. The current methods used in the laboratories are very slow. They are still trying to experiment with DNA, storing data and images. But once they find out other methods to synthesize and encode information quickly, then this might be a potential solution for war.
Okay, here also there is a lot of difficulty in the approach also, because in the one part encryption, you need to generate a key, right? A random number, random key. So then what is the length of the random key? So how you convert each character into ASCII? So then it will take more time for conversion. So it also matters the length of the key.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
So any other questions?
Okay, sir. Questions ಏನಿಲ್ವಾ?
See, when you are doing encryption,
Yes, sir.
encoding, you are doing the encoding. Do you have any order of encoding or order of encryption methods? Because if you take the DNA, there are different types of the equipments which are used to extract the DNA from the gene or whatever you say. Because there are so many equipments. Which one equipment I have seen in one cancer research center that is called the HPLC, liquid chromatography. There they have a harder to collect the information about the DNA. DNA simply if you are getting output and putting some values, so it's not like that. There are different types of the orders. So
Yes,
do you
sir.
have any data sample which they have already stored
No, sir.
in your paper? Do you have any samples?
No, sir. Nothing regarding the DNA samples have
Because
been mentioned.
when I have seen that those people when the biotechnology people was working, so they used to collect the data in different orders. So you know those orders? What
No,
type
sir.
of the orders will be used in while sending the encoding? Because there are different types of billions of values will be there. So this is only to use high performance computer, and storage is also used. Storage is also used for this.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes they used to enter the data categorically, or sometimes they used to place this data in order physically, and then sometimes they used to store this data into the system manually, and sometimes they can extract this details and directly they put into the system directly from the research equipment. Can you tell me what are those orders? Encrypting orders.
No idea.
What is DNA? Have you studied about DNA?
Yes, sir.
What is there in DNA?
DNA consists of
Genes, DNA.
artificial DNA, sir.
Yeah, that's what. See, when you are using this one to keep all this DNA details and all, there are 4 basic models are there in the DNA that I have seen. Because there are some different categories. I think I don't know exactly that A, B, something C, D. T,
Yes, sir. The nitrogen base is present in the DNA.
something like I don't know exactly those things. They used to keep some alphabetical order because that much that four they used to take the four and sometimes three and sometimes four basic orders to keep those values because sometimes the values will come will be entered as per their specifications which they used in that. So that's what you have to read. Sometimes like cytogenine or something they used in that. I don't know exactly that. There is a order. You cannot change the order because if you change the order, the values will change. That is what I asked you. Do you have any sample of template or sample of a data set which are already stored in that paper? No?
No, sir.
You just see that there are 3 to 4 or 6 orders they used to store the data. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, Santosh sir.
Sir, please, sir.
Sir, on behalf of you, shall I talk a few minutes with respect to the few questions which is raised by the people?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, it is with respect to Nisha also. Okay, I am talking on behalf of Nisha for the students who are present for this presentation. Okay, this is one of the fields, something called soft computing. Okay, so when we want to do some complex programs and all, which cannot be done by normal mathematical equations, we go for soft computing. Okay, like how we have evolved something called artificial intelligence, neural networks, like that. This is also one of the field which is nothing but a DNA computing field. Okay, where we inherit the properties of DNA characteristics and we apply for the complex engineering problems. So she has been inherited the DNA properties and she has applied for encrypting properties, and she told drawbacks of adapting DNA computing at the end in the form of it consumes more memory and all, but it will be applied for military applications like that. It is not applied for normal communication. It is applied for when we require high security applications like that. So they were not compromised. They were not specifying for the memory it consumes and complexity involves. They concentrate only on the security like that. Like that, so many fields are available like this, like soft computing fields are available, like swarm intelligence, like that. Okay, and honeybee computing and DNA computing, like that. So many fields are available like that. This is one among the things. So she in DNA computing, what are the DNA properties are available is being inherited and it is applied for the engineering problems. That's what she wants to convey the information to the audience. By this, guide can conclude the things. This is my opinion with respect to her presentation.
Okay.
Anyway, Lokesh, you are in the
sir.
same domain. Could you tell me you are in the same domain? Could
Yeah,
you
yeah,
highlight
I am in
something
the.
about could you highlight something about the memory storage and templates? Let the students can also get some idea about it.
Sir, actually, whatever I want to convey the information with respect to the soft computing, I've already told. Okay. So when
see,
we
I'm
want
talking,
to.
see, there are different types of the inputs are stored. This I've seen because this DNA template storage is it will be different type. That's what I'm asking. Do you have any that idea? How do they store all these values? Because millions and billions values, it is very difficult to enter manually to the data set.
Correct.
What methods you are using?
Sir, actually, as you told that when we want to form a DNA structure, randomly the DNA structures will be generated. So, and the random number which is generated is a unique numbers. Okay, it is not. We can't tell that the random generator which is generated by one sequence is similar to the another sequence. So that properties like whenever the DNA is generated is a unique for every random generations property is been inherited for encrypting the data and decrypting the data, and it is applied in the military fields. Like that, some features of the
Not only
DNA
in
properties
military,
is been
this will be used in even in the pharmaceutical manufacturing production company.
correct.
Also
That
the
is
biotechnological
complex.
company. The most of the
co-
scientists in biotechnology, they are using the same process.
Complex engineering problems, I can say it. So since she has
Yeah.
mentioned it is applicable in military, I was specifying the application of military. But any complex engineering problem, when we concentrate more on security than memory consumption, time it takes to encrypt the things, like in normal communication, we concentrate on the speed of transmitting along with the security. But in high security fashion, we won't concentrate on the speed of things and memory consumptions. We concentrate on the objective of the problems, objective of the engineering problem. Here, the objective of the engineering problem is encrypting the data and decrypting the data in a secured fashion. Like that. So these are the computing, like DNA computing, like that. So many other computings are available. It is used for high secured engineering problems, sir.
No. See, when they are sending some different types of the data along with the encryption data, it is okay. But in DNA, there are different types, categories they are using to store this data, because it should not be mixed with any other data. That's what I don't know that pattern, how they are using that. I was asking. There are
That's
4
the
to 6.
individual.
They used to put putting in the memory and providing the security is more important in this area, DNA now.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
sir. Guide can conclude the things. Okay, and then we will go for the next presentation.
Yes, sir. Actually, from the batch 9, only 2 is going to present today, sir. The remaining 2, they have got some issues. One has got some health issue. The other has got some family issue. They will be presenting some other days. So for today, I think from B9 only this is the presentation. I think we can shift out to B10 presentation, B10 batch.
So link is being provided in the group,
Okay.
2021
Thank you, Mr.
group. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.